Hello and welcome back once again to Let's Play NetHack. I'm a little farther than I was before. Sorry. I already went through the Valley of the Dead, but really that only puts me a little farther than I was before because I was planning to come back here anyway. I thought that you might want to know kind of the important events of this playthrough. You know, it's a new one, and I went until I got to this part. So, I wrote some notes down as I was playing it so I wouldn't forget. So, I'm just going to kind of, reading off of this a bit, explain what happened. This might actually take a little while, quite possibly. It'll probably encompass this entire part, and, at least some of the next one. So if you're really not interested, just go to that part. But first, I probably should just show you what I've got, I guess. Here's the stuff in my bag of holding. Okay, here's the stuff in my inventory. I'll be explaining how I got some of this stuff soon. And, here's, all the stuff I'm holding in my chest. Okay, well, I got a bit lucky early on. I found these gauntlets in a early shop. I also got a cloak of displacement. You saw a cloak of displacement in there, but that wasn't it. That was a different one, and that one was cursed, so I didn't really bother with it. I just carried it around, I don't know, just in case I wanted it later. And I also found speed boots and jumping boots in there, so wow, I just hit the jackpot there. As if my luck couldn't get even better, when I went down to my town, there was a blessed magic lamp in Izchak's shop. I was so grateful to Izchak, I didn't kill him this game. Although I did kill all the other shopkeepers. Except for the guy who was in charge of the shop that had, like, the gauntlets of power and the speed boots and stuff. What can I say? You scratch my back, I won't kill you. Anyway, so I wished for a +3 silver dragon scale mail. And, well, that's what I got. One thing I learned, and this is kind of interesting, Excalibur, I already knew it was an intelligent, lawful artifact. What that means is if you're not lawful and you pick it up or try to wield it, you will, it will blast you and you will take some damage. It was doing that to me even though it was lawful. I, looked online, because I thought it might be a bug or something, and discovered that, what happened was that if your alignment points isn't high enough, this is different from just chaotic, neutral, and lawful. You have, I suppose you can call it alignment points like I did. If that's too low, then it won't really, then these equipment will like blast you as if you weren't lawful. For example, knights lose these alignment points by, well, whenever it says you caitiff, that's the loss of an alignment point. You don't get, let's see, so if you attack something that's fleeing or something that's sleeping, then you lose a point of alignment. Later on in the game, this doesn't really matter so much, because you've already built up a lot. It kind of like increases over time, but I think as you fight, but this was early in the game, so it hadn't really gotten up yet, so I was really confused, but eventually it went back up and I didn't have to worry about that. Okay, I got a bag of holding from Sokoban. That's nice. You can see it right here. My horse, which lasted a while, died from Mumak, M-U-M-A-K. You figure out how to pronounce it. And it, yeah. But then I got another horse by just throwing an apple to it and taming it that way. I really lucked out at one point. I was dipping potions into fountains, because you see that's a good way to, that if you dip a potion into a fountain twice, it'll turn into an uncursed potion of water, which is really nice, because then you can like just drop those on an aligned throne and pray and turning into holy water. Well, I was doing that, and a water demon came out. Now, there's a chance of that happening, but whenever a water demon has that, there's a, I think, 10% chance that it will give you a wish. guess what? I lucked out and got my wish. So I wished for a Scepter of Might, which you'll notice I have up here. So actually, quite early in the game, not only did I have Reflection and Magic, I even had these Gauntlets of Power and Speed Boots and stuff. Actually, I don't even think I really need to be wearing them anymore because of the fact that, well, I'm on the horse, and that I think replaces the speed. Okay, where was I? Okay, reading from this, okay. I got a lot of gold from a leprechaun haul. I think you saw that in my bag of holding. That wasn't the only thing. I got it from some other place, but that's what gave me a lot. But then my horse got turned to stone by a cockatrice, and I had to, like, break open the statue to get the saddle out of it. Okay, when I got to Muse's Isle, I couldn't fly. I tried using throws of earth to get boulders into the water to let me cross, but it wasn't enough. I had a wand of cold which you can use to freeze water so you can walk over it, but unfortunately I didn't have enough on that to really take me all the way. So I just zapped a wand of digging downwards and dropped down a few floors. Basically went to the castle, went through it pretty much the same way I did before, like with the Pastune and stuff. I got a lot of enchant armor scrolls, so I brought Excalibur up to +7. I did kind of fight my way through the entire Valley of the Dead because I wanted to see what items were there early. Because I think I really needed some scrolls of Identify. Can't remember why I didn't write it down. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see me do that. I did it a little out of order this time. If you are having trouble doing that, my suggestion would just be to invoke the Scepter of Might if you have it to get conflict, or put a ring on to get conflict. Anyway, I got a few levels because of Wraith Corpses I ate when I wasn't satiated and thus didn't die. Okay, I explored the quest a bit, a little. I hadn't found any helms of telepathy, but I held off, I think, instead of going down into the mines and finding out to see if I had one, I decided, well, this was my reasoning. I have 2 wishes, 2 charges on this. Yeah, that was one of the reasons I wanted the Scroll of Identify. I needed to know how many charges I had on the Wand of Wishing. And since my number 1 wish, the Scepter of Might, has already been given to me, and I found out, again via the identification scrolls, that I had a Blessed Scroll of Charging, so I don't need to wish for that, that I didn't need to do that, I figured I'd have enough wishes to try for the Mitre of Holiness. Now, since I've already got Excalibur and the Scepter of Might, that decreases. That only gave me a 2/3 chance of getting it with each wish. So unfortunately, it took me 3 wishes to get it. In retrospect, I wish I had just gone for Helm of Telepathy. But still, I got the Mitre... Helm of Brilliance! Did I say Helm of Telepathy earlier? I meant Helm of Brilliance! Helm of Brilliance! Anyway, I got the Mitre of Holiness. And I'll explain why that's good next part.